everybody, welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie, and as you can see, I have our color wheel out again for our Tutorial Tuesday. We are going to do some projects based on the color theory that I discussed on Sunday. Basically, for those of you who did not see the video, I do recommend going back and watching it, but we're going to make some projects with the rainbow today, and also the primary colors and the secondary colors. And then for those of you who have joined my Facebook group, as you make your items, if you would, I would love to see what you make. If you would post them in the Facebook group. For those of you who'd like to join my Facebook group, I gave you the wrong name in my last video. I apologize. It's called Marcie Creates, and it's a group. So you want to look under, do a search under groups in Facebook, and then type in the search bar Marcie Creates. And there's just a few little questions to answer, so I know I'm dealing with, somebody that's watching my channel and doing shows, doing jewelry, and then we can have some fun on the Facebook group. So this is the color wheel that I had showed you Sunday. I did already pull some beads out of here because I have limited space. I am going to keep the color wheel out. We are going to move these. I did pull the beads from my stash here, this pretty stash. So I'm going to put this up, and then I will be back with our projects. And like I said, we're going to do a rainbow project, and then we're going to do primary colors and then secondary colors, which is what we spoke about on Sunday. Okay, so we've got our color wheel. And if you remember, the red, the blue, and the yellow are our primary colors. So we're going to start with that project, which I thought it'd be fun to do some earrings in some primary colors. And I also thought it would be fun to do some earrings in some secondary colors, and then we'll finish up with a rainbow. So for these, I'm going to keep them very simple. We are going to make some simple pairs of earrings, but I just wanted you to see with the color wheel. So we'll start with the primary colors. Let me move this. We have our red. I thought these would be cute in one design. Our blue. And our yellow. So designs with the primary colors are very dynamic, as you can see. And then I did pull some crystals too. Maybe we'll make a second pair, because I just wanted to see what different materials, and you could do this too in your stash. The crystals, have all this sparkliness to them. You can pull out tassels and shapes. And then I think I'm just going to do some simple findings, possibly. And then we'll go from there. So simple earrings with the primary colors. So let's pull these. These will be our next ones. But I thought those crystals were real pretty. So we will get started. I think we will do some silver. I was going to pull just a little bit of findings into here. We'll do a little bit of silver with our crystals. And maybe, let's see. Yeah, a little bead cap maybe. Some bead caps. So, primary color earrings. Let's go for it. So I'm going to use some ball head pins for this particular pair. And I think for the sake of time, I'll just do one earring on camera because that way I can show you a few more projects. And then next week's Tuesday tutorial will be the other side of the color wheel that we will be learning about next Sunday. And that may take we may do a few tutorial Tuesdays on that. But I'm going to go ahead and, in my mind, I'm not going to worry too much about the order. I'm just going to string these very simply. And so here's our blue and our red, and I thought we would do separate so that we have some movement. So we'll come in and make our loop. And then I have a little surprise eye candy for you at the end of this. And it's perfect in keeping with the theme for today, which I couldn't believe when I opened my mailbox. You'll see what I mean at the end of the video. But it was pretty exciting to see, and it does illustrate what we're learning right now. So I was happy to see it. And this is where you can individualize these things. So, you know, you've got your own findings and you might have some charms that are colorful. You might have a focal bead that's some color. The idea is to just make a project. It doesn't have to be, you can do whatever you want. You could do bracelet, earrings, a necklace, but the idea is to use your primary colors, your secondary colors, and also the rainbow in a project. Just so you've, you know, gotten the hang of making something that's in those colorways. And I'm going to use some 20 gauge wire here. And at the end of all this, we'll have kind of a little color theory roadmap with our jewelry, which I thought would be neat. And of course, I've already spilled something. That's fine. No worries. As you've seen in my bead tour, there's plenty of beads to be found in this room. I'm going to move these over so I don't knock any more over. Okay, so I just pulled out some 20 gauge wire so I could finish wrapping this earring. And so these are just, you know, crystal beads, but so sparkly and so pretty. And then when you add your findings, then you've got a whole new look to something very basic, which is the primary colors. I don't know where my other nippers are, so I'm using these. These are fine. I think I prefer the other ones, but I think I'm working on some stuff. I'm making some more of those flower rings that I showed you a while back. And I think I'm using the nippers in there for the string. Okay. Now we're going to add our yellow bead. And make our loop. It'd be fun to do a whole series of these with different kinds of beads. You could do check beads. You know, you go through your check, if you have check beads. You could do porcelain beads. If you have African beads, you could do like a whole series of African beads in the primary colorway. And it's a great thing to do too if you're stuck. Like if you're stuck for ideas, you can always refer to that color wheel and at least come up with a color combination. You know a primary color combination is going to work because it's the primary colors. Let me pull out an ear wire. I got a lot of nice compliments on our color theory class. I was happy. I'm glad that you learned something. And I mean, it's just a vast subject. I really am just scratching the surface, but I mean, by all means, you know, do your own research too. There's so much out there on color. And oh, that was the other thing I was going to mention. I have started a Pinterest board for inspiration for us, and I will link that in the description. But that is the one that I gave you the other day. Look at that. Isn't that cute? There's primary color earrings. Very simple. You could add more crystals if you want. You know, the idea is just to use those colors in the beads. And that's really fun. And this one has a little bit of Aurora Borealis, so it's kind of picking up some of that red, which is neat. So I'll make the other one off camera. So anyway, the Pinterest board is Marcie Creates Design Studio, and that's what I accidentally gave you for the Facebook. So Pinterest, if you're not on Pinterest, is a great resource, and we're going to go into that more as time goes on, as we do these classes. And also, it's a great place for color ideas. So I have a Pinterest board already set up for the color wheel and color theory, and anything I pin, you know, you can see if you're following me. And there's also a color inspiration board, which it helps when you're stuck. Like, I know we all get stuck. So do check that out and follow me over there on Pinterest. Now for these earrings, I think I'm going to do some jump rings to go through those little donuts. Let's see. Do a little jumper ringer. And yeah, that should work. Okay. So lots of new stuff for us to collaborate on and look at. And if you have not joined the Facebook group, you don't have to. It's totally up to you. I just thought it'd be really great to be able to communicate with you all. If you had questions, you can show me what you've made based on some of the stuff now you could do gold jump rings if that bothers you, but I like to mix my metals, just FYI. But I just thought, you know, with the amount of questions that I get through my YouTube channel, it might be best to have a little Facebook community. We can all, it is private, you have to be invited, just find it and answer the questions. And there's just a few little rules you got to follow, no big deal. I'm confident, as sweet as you all are, that will not be a problem. And we're just going to exchange ideas and have fun. And then I can see if you've made anything that I've taught you, which I really, really would love to see. That was the main reason for creating that page. And so I think I have 11 of you in there now. And so do check it out. Like I said, it's not mandatory. I already appreciate you subscribing to my channel. And if that's all you want to do, that's totally fine. No pressure at all. But maybe you want to follow me on Pinterest but not do the Facebook group. You can do that too for inspiration. And that's totally fine also. You do what's comfortable for you. I want you to be comfortable. I want you to learn things. I want to be able to share things, and you can do as much or as little of that as you want. I appreciate any and all of it. As long as I'm teaching and helping people, then I'm happy. Because this I love doing. So I love sharing. Okay. So here is our loop. Oh, I need to put this on the other side. Let's do that really quick. And I am making these projects simple. They're just to illustrate. You can make these as complicated as you want, but I'm making them simple. One, because I don't want this video to be super long and you fall asleep. And two, I just want to make sure you get the gist of the color theory, and then you can do all kinds of stuff you want to do later. And we can get crazy if you want. If you want me to go real complicated, we can get real complicated. But I thought, just for the sake of learning and going forward, you know, once you get it, you get it. So just stick with me. Sundays are going to be our color theory class, and then the corresponding Tuesday will be a project based on what we learned Sunday. And I thought that way you can watch the video over again if you need to. You can, you know, watch different parts and kind of, you know, absorb it at your own pace, and then come in and make the jewelry later. I think these are check glass beads. These stars are really cute. I like them. They look very, almost, if that were white, it'd be very patriotic, huh? We do have 4th of July coming up. So how cute would that be? You could do red, white, and blue for sure. And see, that's what I like about doing things like this. You get another idea, and then another idea, and another idea. So once you start making, you start getting more inspiration, more ideas, more things made, and it's really fun. So we're just gonna wire wrap this. Let me snip that. Yeah, I can't get into the grooves as much as I want with these. I'm gonna have to go find those other ones, I think. There we go. All right. Almost hump day, guys. That's nice, right? All those of you that have to work. I always think of that commercial with the camel now. I can't get through a Wednesday without thinking about that camel yelling, hump day. So here is our other earring. So here's a couple little examples of primary colors in some earrings. I think they're really cute. I love this one with the tassel. That's really fun. And I do love the crystals, more elegant, right? If you were going to go out dressed up, maybe you want to do crystal. You could combine the two. Like I said, you can get as complicated as you want. You could make some shoulder dusters and mix a bunch of stuff. That would be totally fine. But that's our primary colors. So that's one project. Make as many or as few as you want. I will make the rest off camera, and at the end of our video we'll take a look at these when they're finished. So let me put these to the side here, and now let's talk secondary colors. So secondary colors, if you recall, are the colors that you make when you mix your primary colors. So red, yellow, and blue. If you do red and yellow together, you make orange. So orange is a secondary color. If you mix red and blue, you get violet. So violet or purple is your other secondary color. And if you mix yellow and blue, you get green, which is the other secondary color. So there's 3 secondary colors: orange, purple, and green. So I pulled out what I thought would be fun, a dark purple. I wanted to do this in a little bit of a pastel also. So this is my Oop, that doesn't go there. I lost one of my orange beads. I bet that's the one that fell. That's okay. Here we go. No. I think I'm confusing myself, guys. Okay, so purple, orange, and green, okay? And then I did pastels of, I forgot. I also did a pastel of our primary colors. Where'd that blue bead go? That's the one I lost. Nope, that's the blue. That's the yellow. Where's the red? It was pink. Here it is. Okay. So remember, I just want to go back to this. If you add white, you get a pastel color. So with red, it's pink. We're going back to the primary color for just a minute. With yellow, it's a lighter yellow. And with blue, if you add white, it's like a light blue. So that's, I wanted you to see the pastel version of the primary colors. And this is a more true of the secondary colors. So I'm not going to make anything with the primary color. I just wanted you to see it in pastel form. So that's another thing you could do, is take your primary colors and do a pastel. Just a thought. Now back to our secondary colors before I confuse everybody. So I pulled this cute little green flower. I've got this really pretty table cut bead and a very deep violet purple. And then I have a really pretty orange crystal. And I thought we would do another earring with those. So I'm going to take my head pin, and I think I will probably do another bead cap with our crystal here. Or maybe I'll just do a, I don't know, let's do bead. Let's consistently do bead caps. That's good. Bead caps. And I'm gonna just put my purple bead and my really pretty flower bead. And we will make a loop. I may messy wrap this one. Okay, then let's grab our wire. Let me trim that end really quick. You don't want the sharp points to poke you. Okay. And we will attach this. So you could, you know, if you want to make a whole bunch of primary color earrings or secondary color earrings, just separate all your beads out, you know, in the colors. And then you could play around with the shapes and the findings that you have to see what you like to go with what. You could mix, you know, the crystals with the check beads, like I said. You could throw some seed beads in there. That would be fun, you know, as spacers. I like to use seed beads as spacers, and so on and so forth. the possibilities are endless, really. And we're only talking about 3 colors, not the whole spectrum, which is, as we know, very vast. So that's really cute. I like that. Just gonna make another loop here. I think I told you all last time our heat index was like 111, 106, something like that. Hoo-wee. Yes, this is the time of year you just drink a lot of iced tea and stay inside. So what a good time to be making jewelry. Under the ceiling fan with a big tall glass of tea. That's what I'm saying. And just try to stay cool. Even my doggies aren't wanting to stay out very long. It's just too darn hot. Okay, another little ear wire. And we have, and you see these take no time at all, really. And there's our secondary colors earrings. Those are cute. So we have some primary color earrings, secondary color earrings. Now we're going to take the rainbow and we're going to make a pendant, a wire wrapped pendant. You can also string them on a necklace, and you could also make a bracelet. That's up to you. I did pull some pastel versions, but we'll look at that later. So let me get the rainbow going. So remember, rainbow is Roy G. Biv. So it's red, orange, yellow, green, which I think I was going to do. Actually, I was going to do this. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Actually, I think I want this one. Yeah. Okay. So I picked this time I picked different types of beads to give it a little more interest. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And we're gonna make a wire wrapped pendant. So for that, we are going to need, I need different wire. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this without knocking stuff over. Always a challenge in here. As we know, I like a challenge. Let's see. I did buy some new wire because I've been running out. Let's see if this will work. I want a sturdy wire for the, this is 18 gauge. I just want to make sure that our beads fit through here. So let me just check them real quick. Sometimes stuff won't go through the 18 gauge. Oh, come on, you're such a cool bead. Don't do that to me. Like it's listening, right? I talk to my beads. I also talk to my tools. I think they hear me. Oh, boy. Okay. So all those fit. That's excellent. And then I'm going to make a very long... I don't want to run out of wire here. And then let me cut this. Alrighty. So one of the reasons I'm going to make this long is because we're going to do our coil technique on the bottom that we did, I think, last week. So I'm going to worm this. warm it up really good, especially the end that I want to do the coil on, because that is going to be what keeps the beads from sliding off. This is something that Gem Hawks does. I think I mentioned that before. And she lays it on her hand. You can feel it gets warmer. She cracks me up because she talks about how she can't make pastry because her hands are hot. I really do enjoy watching her videos. Okay, so we're going to come in and make our little loop for our coil. And this is an 18 gauge, so it's tougher than other wires because it's thicker. So that's another nice reason to warm it. And we're going to just gently make our coil. I think that'll be good. And then we're going to grab our, any kind of flat nose pliers you have. I'm going to use these. Grab that right at the edge there, and we're just going to bend this back. Okay. And now you have, oops. Don't worry if it gets cattywampus, you can always warm it. We have our stopper. So I'm going to put my first bead on here. And I think I will do some things in between. Let's see what we got. I do like these bead caps. We'll grab some bead caps. Maybe we'll do some silver beads. And maybe we'll do some, let's see, that's pretty big. I was thinking about, let's see what those do. And then I pulled these guys out too. I think we're good. I don't want to take too much away from the beads, but I thought it would be neat to have a few. So let's slide this guy on. Here's where I thought a bead cap would be pretty. Sorry. Back up. A little pretty fluted spacer bead. And then the bead cap. I might need a bigger bead cap. I was thinking about putting one there too. We'll see. Let's see how it goes. We might run out of room. There's that tough bead. Okay. I think we'll just do one of these. Ooh, that's close. That coil really does take up some room. But that's okay, because we're going to do a different kind of technique with the wire wrapping. What I may have to do though is remove this bead. I do want more room than I had, so I think we're going to have to rearrange something. So let's see. Maybe we can keep that there. I'm invested in these bead caps. I'm not giving up. You can always redo this. You could always, pull another piece of wire out. And I may do that, but for the sake of the video, we will just carry on. I think this will be better. Like I said, you always have more wire than you need. But that's okay. I just need enough to make a loop and wrap it. So that's what we're going to do now. Let me move these over. And be thinking about, if you're going to hang this on a necklace, you want to make a bail, so you're going to make your loop this way. So that's what we're going to do now. But you want your pretty spiral to be showing, so you want your loop to go like that. So let's see. All right. Ooh, that's close. That's close. But we can do it. Like I said, this is a tougher wire, so we're gonna need to be extra careful and just use our pliers to bend it over. Let's see. If I feel like this isn't working, we will just start over, which I don't mind showing you. It happens. Happens to the best of us. I might be able to make this work though. But as you can see, always better to have more wire than not enough. This is a prime example. But these little grooves in this guy help. And really, when we do our wrapping, you're not going to see very much of this. So, don't want to break your crystal either. That's the other thing you got to be careful of. Okay. So it has a little space. Ooh, I really got that nice and warm too. It's all warped. That's okay. So straighten out your, if this happens to you and it gets all bent, no big deal. You can straighten it up. The wire is nice and warm, so you're not going to snap anything. Be careful at the top. If you do crystal, you don't want to crack it. And so now we have our pendant, and it's gorgeous just like this, okay? But if you want do a little extra, what you can do is take some 22 gauge wire. Do I want 22 gauge? I think I want 20 gauge wire. And we're going to do some swirly things. Swirly things, so you want to pull a lot for that. Okay. And all right, there we go. And we're going to warm this because we're going to wrap it around here. And so you do want some space. See how these are moving? Make sure there's a little bit of play in there because you're going to have some wire going around some things. So we're going to take this and we're going to start wrapping around our loop. And let me snip this. Okay. And now what we're going to do, this is another little Gem Hawks technique that I like. She warms her wire before she wraps it, which I have never done, and it does really help. So you're going to warm your wire, and then wherever you want to put it is where you can put it. That is designer's choice. And then I'm gonna do a wrap, and then I'm gonna warm this again. I'm gonna make another wrap. And this takes practice, and my loops are not perfect. Hers are gorgeous, and I'm still practicing. See, I like that one. That one's a little square, but hey, I still like it. And then maybe we'll wrap this bead at the bottom. Then we'll come around here. And then if you want to go back up, again, designer's choice. You can come back up. Maybe we'll skip those beads. This is something she did on a project that I took for the beads and blooms. She used some other beads, but she skipped some of these, which I thought was really neat. So I wanted to play with that more. So that's why I'm showing you that here. That's cool. And I actually don't mind that that's in front of that bead, but if you don't like that, then it kind of makes it look like I tried to make a square. I did that on purpose. Anyway, messy wrap, fun wire. I love the idea of skipping. You could skip here too. If you made this a little bit longer, you could wrap more wire and do, it might be kind of neat to do a different thickness of wire as well and play with it some more. So that's an idea. You know, you could also, this is something else I'd like to play with. Once you've made these shapes, go in and do some wire wrapping and more beads. That might be an interesting thing to do. But that's what I love about techniques and learning them. And I love learning from everybody, because you can take that and do something totally your own. Maybe you want to make just a big loop and then a bunch of little loops on this side. That would be cool too. And now I don't mind that square because it kind of looks like I did it on purpose. But hey, practice makes perfect, right? Would I sell this one? Probably not. I'll probably keep it for myself because it's not, but you know, it didn't take me but a minute to make this, so if you got to do it over, hey. But do practice warming the wire and bending it. I think the more you'll practice, certainly the more I practice, the better off I'll get. But isn't that fun? So this is our rainbow pendant. I really like it. And you could just hang this off a piece of leather or a chain. You could make a necklace bar, so you could attach, if you didn't do this loop here, if you just did a plain loop and a plain loop, you could hang this off a necklace. And in fact, you know how it was bending? You could warm it with your hands and you could bend it so it's more circular, like that. That's cool. And then you could maybe hang something from there. So all kinds of things you could do. And so this is with a rainbow. Rainbow pendant, rainbow necklace bar. We've got our secondary color earrings, which I will finish off camera. But you get the gist. And cute star primary color earrings and crystal primary color earrings. And then I pulled these out just to show the pastel version of this. So, you know, pink is the pastel version of red. This is kind of a light, opaque, maybe more sherbety color. You could probably go lighter with that. I've got a light green here, a light yellow, blue. I was looking for indigo. I ended up just grabbing this one, and then purple. But if you had all crystals, you could even do all opaque crystals, all clear crystals, you know, I mean, it's just up to your imagination. So pastel version of a rainbow would be cool. The brighter colors would be cool. You could do, you know, the pastel version of the primary colors, right? And here's your rainbow pendant that you can do some wire wrapping around, or not. You could have left it plain too. Totally up to you. Or add more beads and make a whole necklace. You know, maybe do a whole bunch of yellow and then go up to orange and then go up to red, and then on the other side to go up to green. You could just go on and on. I could go on and on. But anyway, this is just the surface, guys, of color theory. And so let's pull out. What did I do with that? My goodness, I'm a mess today. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to pull out something I got by surprise. I told you at the end I was gonna show you something. I did not play. It's like I almost would love to take credit that I planned this, but I didn't. I did not plan this. But I got Sam's bead box today. And you're gonna laugh when you see these colors. I'm not gonna do the unboxing. I'm gonna do the unboxing tomorrow probably. But I just want you, I'm just gonna give you a glimpse because we have been talking about primary colors. And this is a perfect illustration of primary colors in a collection. And I just was so excited when I opened his bead box. So check this out. What do you see in there? You see yellow? You see blue? You see red? This is what I'm talking about. All different shades. You've got gemstones that's more red and orange. You got red. Look at this blue. You got yellow. Even red and yellow mixed. Look at the red and yellow with the blue. Is this crazy? I did not plan this, but I just cracked up when I saw it because, well, first of all, I opened the box and I saw all these colors and I gasped, like I always do. And then I started thinking about, wow, I could teach my color theory class with this box. But I already had some specimens out, so I kept with them. But you guys, I mean, this is exactly what I'm talking about and why we get excited when we get these boxes. This is, somebody has thought about this for us. But red, yellow, blue, primary colors. And it doesn't have to be straight blue. That's an aqua. That's more of like a topaz-y yellow. But hey, it all works because they're primary colors. So I thought that was amazing. And we'll go through the box more. I'm going to do the unboxing. Seed beads. Really cute with this. But yeah, I just cracked up when I got this today. And I thought, well, we're doing color theory. And this is pretty much primary colors. So this is, maybe you have a little extra box. You can pull some red, yellow, and blue beads and play around and make some stuff. I'd love to see what you make. Try this out. I don't know if Gem has a video of this technique on her channel. She might. I think she did, like I said, this through the Beads and Blooms. It wasn't this exact project, but it was this idea of skipping and doing the wire wrapping. She did it with some beautiful Golem beads, and it was a really gorgeous project. So anyway, do try this. I think the key, like she says, is warming the wire, and then just being very gentle with it. But I can't wait to see what you make based on this beginning journey of ours into color theory. And if you, like I said, if you haven't signed up in the Facebook page, you know, I would love to, you don't have to, I would love to see what you make. But if you don't want to, that's okay. You can check me out on Pinterest and follow me there to get color ideas, any kind of jewelry inspiration ideas. I have a bunch of boards on there that I'm going to be filling up to give everybody inspiration. And certainly you can repin whatever I've pinned into your own Pinterest if you do Pinterest. And so next week we'll do the other side of the color wheel and talk more about color relationships. And then we will segue into some more projects with all of those. So with that, I'm going to tell you good evening. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm really excited about exploring the color theory through beads with you. And do let me know, if you have any other videos that you would like to see. I am neck deep in some projects being finished. I've got to get some jewelry finished so I can do some finished jewelry updates for you. So I have not forgotten about that, but I do Love to give you good inspiration and good information and teach you something as well. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you. Please join me. And as always, take care of yourselves and your families and be safe. Let's pray for some world peace. And I will see you on the next video.